compare notes. So we have, I'm going to go over Yoli yours, and if I say something incorrectly, if you could please correct wherever Yoli's at. So Yoli did a really great bag that I think is very versatile, and you can use a lot of different, you know how we all get those bags sometimes? You'll get one from Aetna or Kaiser or, you know, some random event that you go to. So Yoli got one of those canvas bags, and she turned it into this cute little Halloween bag. I'm sorry, Yoli, did you want it? Yeah, my big mouth. You know what? I just was really impressed with this because I thought there's a lot of things that.
This is the regular and then I just put the gussets on it. These are 3-inch gussets. And then this little panel was something I got at M&L. It came like this.
Oh, that was the panel?
Yeah.
It looks so old school, huh? Yeah. Like an old school iron-on?
Yeah. So all I did was just cut it out, and then I used heat and bond because that's all I had. I didn't have any more steam machine, so I used this. It worked okay. And then I just went over the edge. I just sewed a straight stitch. And then this right here, this band, I just made a 4-inch band. I just winged it. I just sewed it at the bottom and turned it over and
Yeah, I'm gonna pass this around so you guys can see it.
10 minutes, it's done. And my concept for this one was that, you know how you go to the farmer's market or free outdoor stuff and they give you bags, you don't know what to do with it, just put something on it and fix it up and they're done. You can use them.
And then give it away as a present.
Yeah,
Right.
What you do with a scrap?
Well, the straps are on there, I just sewed it up on the top right there. Yeah, I just put it.
You could just put like a square on the bottom, like a square on each bottom, and you cut it out.
I put it like that, then I marked it, and then I just sewed it. The mark is still there. This is a 3-inch, because I wanted it to be a little bit shorter.
Put Halloween candy in it, oh yeah.
You know, you can just open it like that, and that's it. That's it, 5 minutes and you're done.
This is a really good idea. I like the idea because I always throw those bags away that I get from, like, you know, a health fair or this, that, and the other. I always throw them away. You can only have so many tote bags. As someone told me once long ago, Charlotte, I don't need that many tote bags, and she's right. You don't need that many tote bags. You need like one tops. But if you want to go ahead and pass that around so everybody can take a look at it. I thought that was a clever idea, and that's cute for the kids with the Halloween candy too. You can make smaller, especially with those tote bags. You find them in all these different sizes at Michael's and Joann's and stuff. Yeah, it's a great idea. That's what we used to do back in the day with the pillowcases of candy. I don't think the kids trick or treat that hard anymore.
No, I remember when we first moved into this house, we used to get
Wait, Charlotte needs what? That's a good idea too for Christmas. You know, start getting all those old tote bags around, slap some Christmas applique on them, and you have a really elaborate gift bag. And you're recycling, upcycling, reusing, all that stuff. So speaking of recycling and reusing, I don't know, I think a lot of us are familiar. Oh, you know, I'm sorry, Yoli, do you want to explain this little bag? This bag is so cute.
This little one, I made it with foam. The inside is foam. This one I was thinking could be for a little kid, like a little toddler. So I wanted it to kind of stay open. Make it go like that. So it's just made out of foam. And this, I embroidered it first, and then I made my bag from there. And the same thing, I just winged it to make it. I'm going to show you how to make the tote bag. But I just kind of like drew it out, how my sizes, how I wanted it. I just kind of drew it out, and then I just worked from there. But in hindsight, now that I made it, now I can see like made the square, it was even, but then once I did the gusset, it's too low.
Yeah.
So for next time, or if you do one like this, make sure the bottom is a little bit wider.
Yeah.
Okay, than the top. So now that I see it, I'm like, okay.
No,
Yeah, but I wanted you guys to see, so in case you guys make one, so you know what to do, next when you do it. And the same thing, I just put gussets, and then my lining, I made it longer, a little bit higher, because I wanted it to peek out right here on the top. So,
It's a good contrast with the orange.
yeah, that's it.
You know what I really like about this? This is something we don't really talk a lot about, especially with quilting, is interfacing. Because this foam interfacing really gives it like a lot of structure and body, and it, like, you know, it's really cute. You know, instead of using batting, because batting could get floppy sometimes. This looks weird, huh? It's either too loud, scratchy. I don't know what the, super cute. Thank you, Yoli. So, you know, we were trying to have like something like kind of more introductory, kind of easier, and something kind of more complicated. So, Gloria Flores made this awesome bag, and this is actually from a June Taylor quilt-along. She gave us an excellent idea on how to go ahead and do it without that June Taylor pre-printed batting. So I'm going to show you guys the piece, and Gloria, if I say something incorrectly, if you could just jump in and correct me.
Sounds like a news reporter.
Right. I know, right? I need like a stand or something. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk with this since not a lot of us are talking. So I thought this was a great idea because normally you get that batting, and that batting comes with like with the grid on it that you sew on. Gloria actually got the pattern, and she drew it on a piece of, I think it's like a craft shoe. And it's a really good idea, you know, because you don't have to go ahead and buy the pattern, not the pattern, but the batting. The batting's about $25 or so probably right now with the way Joanne keeps on increasing the prices. So, and if you look at it, you really could pretty much do any kind of grid pattern if you go ahead and do a 2.5-inch stripes, right? And then two inches, and then here's, oh, it's 2 inches. And then Gloria went ahead and put it on the batting here instead of, you know, having it pre-printed, yes.
So you're saying you printed on there?
So you actually draw it out on the craft sheet, and then you fuse it to a piece of batting like this. And then you're able to do that quilted you go
Then you
technique.
put the lining in the back, and then you put the quilt.
That's a very good idea.
And then you fold it. Fold it. I mean, you trim it, you know, to the line, and you 2x3 gusset here. You put the binding and your handle. Over the
How do you do, okay, so you do the strip by strip grid.
Yeah. Fold it you go.
So it just goes in order. This is actually numbered, where you start like 1 to 2 right here, and you'll put your strips on top of each other, sew in half, and then just keep on like, you know, going.
Flipping it.
You do the other side and the other side. Then you cut it. But you have your lining inside, in the back.
Yeah, but you don't trim the whole thing, you just trim the top part so that you can start the other side.
Yeah.
Top part.
But if you use 2 inch directions.
Well, okay,
Okay.
you do 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Then once you finish that, you start here and you go like this.
But she's talking about like the part that hangs.
Yeah, when you do this, you can't see this line.
Oh, the one going when you start everything in the opposite direction. So, you know, we have another
You wing it.
No more easy peasy, wing it.
You just go.
Well, you know the good thing about this
Well,
person?
wouldn't you be able to line it up again and pencil it in and then start?
Yeah.
Well, you know the thing about this pattern is very forgiving, because with all these different like lines and seams, like once you get it together, no one's ever gonna go, it's kind of crooked right there. It was really cute. And then we have another pattern.
So what's the name of this?
It's June Taylor.
I did
Iron on
somebody
that
for
thing.
Christmas last year, a June Taylor, purse, just like
Who got it? I don't know who got it, but that's, I gave one out.
Here's the good Taylor.
Is that the one you got for Christmas?
No,
Yeah, well, I gave one.
this is a pattern for this.
Yeah, it's just like that, but I think somebody wanted to say.
Oh, that's like a craft.
Usable in
It's a
your
usable interface.
Like craft.
Oh, well, you can buy the grid or you can buy it plain. That's all I have.
Well, so we did another pattern, right? Because I had like looked online and, well, there's money in it. So I have some patterns for everyone. This is one that, so I had kind of started making this. If you guys want to have a pattern, we'll pass them around. And this is in a couple pieces. I really was motivated to make one for today, but this is how far I got. So this one's a little bit different. You actually make this one in two pieces, and then you would go ahead and put these together. Again, you know, this is what it looks like in the back. I kind of made it oversized. This pattern doesn't, it gives you the dimensions exactly as they are for the purse. Really, no one ever
Give me one when it comes to.
Mom, are you okay? Okay, I haven't done this, I'll call you back. I'm having to tell you, I'll call you back.
Is there enough?
I'm sorry, just to make sure my mom's okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so, I'm okay. So, I know, I gotta go, because my mom will start like, you know, so, okay, so this one, you make this one in two parts. I don't know about you, Madeline, because Madeline made it also, but Madeline's is like, looks really slick. Madeline's gonna give me a store out of it. It really does. But just keep in mind, I don't know about you, Madeline, if you wanna, piggyback with this, but with this one in particular, make it oversized from whatever it asks for. Because you can always cut it down after. So, yeah, so don't cut it exactly to the book. Or you can make a copy of that after. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go buy that crafty and try to do that. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I like the way that was different. Yeah, and if you notice the one that Gloria had is more like a tote bag and a little bit deeper. But, this one's a little bit smaller, it's more like a handbag kind of, it's kind of like a handbag. And whatever the pattern says, it says cut it by like 11 by whatever, cut it a little bit extra. So you can be able to play with it. When you start doing this quilting as you go, the fabric shifts a little bit, you kind of like get little, you know, puckered. So you wanna make sure it's a little bit bigger so you can always go ahead and cut it down. Madeline, you wanna show your awesome bag? And Madeline, I'll have another example as well.
I learned, okay, my first one's never turned out that well, so, I mean, I'll show you the things I This is all made out of cork. Cork. So this is leftovers from the cork, I only have a little piece. And I bought the cork on Amazon, and these are all the different colors.
This maybe should be sponsored by Amazon, huh?
I don't want mine at 2.5 because of my bow, okay?
That's what I'm saying, you get sponsored by Amazon.
And I made the mistake of following the directions on the side. So make it bigger, because you can always cut like she said. I also screwed up on the bottom because there should have been a gusset here, but I did it the wrong way. So this thing was like that. So I had to cut that off and just made it this way. Otherwise, it would have been wider at the bottom, which I would have liked. So, and I did have to trim it because I didn't have enough. So you will trim it. Depending on the size you want, if you want it bigger, like Gloria's, make it bigger. I like Gloria's. So anyway, I just wanted to try cork because it's different. And then I used the Mexican fabric on the inside. Another thing that I learned is either use a spray or some kind of like Wonder Under, so that when you're doing the sole, what do you call it, when you're stitching it together, so that your inside doesn't get wrinkled, okay, because mine did in a couple of spots. And then the bottom, because of my limitation, I would suggest serging it on your bottom, It looks neat, so eventually I will. So, but it was really easy. I put my straps this way because I put over the shoulder. And then, so same pattern, same pattern. And I would do it like Gloria did it. I wish I would have. I think it would have made it easier. So I just used batting and, the inside fabric.
You know what I was thinking with Gloria's too, and I wanted to mention this when she said it was 2 inches. If we just get the dimensions of how big the actual rectangle is, you can always go ahead and draw that, and then you can really do those stripes in any kind of configuration, like this big. Yeah, you can really do any kind of fabric, but if you want to go ahead and keep it with that 2-inch, that 2-inch diameter strip, you can pretty much do anything as long as you keep it within that diameter, or not the diameter, the perimeter of the triangle, the rectangle.
And the first thing you're gonna sew are these, okay? And you're just gonna sew it up to a line that is drawn there. And then, and it's just like,
Flip and sew.
paper piecing in a way. You're gonna put your 2 pieces faced together, and then the other is gonna be, like we did the,
Flip and sew.
yeah, flip and sew, that's what it is. Yeah. And then this piece will cover these pieces here. Okay, and you just flip and sew again. And these are mirror images of each other. Mine didn't match. I noticed yours didn't match either. That's hard to do, so don't even try.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like you want to do
Yeah,
Actually, mine, I did 2.5-inch strips. I didn't do the 2-inch.
Oh, it's 2
It was
inch.
just the
It's
guide.
This is a very
the
jelly
guide.
roll friendly
that
project.
is,
Very
it is.
jelly roll friendly.
And it wouldn't take that much.
And when I did it on here, I actually just went in and I laid the fabric exactly the way the grid shows on the batting directly. And I drew on the batting with just like a Sharpie and, and a ruler. So like I said, it's really easy. Once you get those the 2 corners
Yeah,
down.
this is 3 inches and 3 inches. That's important. That you come in. And
Last
3
call
inches.
for coffee.
Last call for coffee, everybody.
The directions aren't the best in the world.
They're not, but
They're okay.
Like, you know what, again, like I said, if you guys, when you have this pattern, it's online, if you guys are if you guys are interested, like, I'm always interested in doing Zoom on a weekend, except for next weekend. The next weekend we have the run, the homeboy run. But yeah, I'm open to it if anybody wants to do a Zoom, so we can get our materials together. And then we'll also be here next month for October, where we'll continue to work on this. So if you wanna work on it at home, see how far you can get, we'll be here to help next October, like next year, next month. And, yeah, you know what, it's a fairly easy pattern though, and I think it really gives you results that look like it's way more complicated with a lot more work.
Yeah.
It looks really slick with the cork, right?
Yeah.
It looks store-bought.
I might put a snap on it.
Thank you, Madeline.
Oh, yeah.
I have a question.
Wait, yeah,
When
Melanie
you,
has
on the
finished.
cork one, when you did the top, is that, cotton, or is that
That's
also?
cork. It's cork.
It's all cork, okay, except for the inside.
I just sewed 2 pieces together.
Oh,
And
she,
then I did a fancy stitch around it. I don't know the scheme, so,
painful for you, Rich,
yeah.
to be, so many.
But pass it around. The other
We have
one,
another bag also to show.
okay, the other one was, I had some leftovers, okay? And it was quilted, part of it was quilted. This is the leftovers of the leftovers. And so I thought, why not just make a purse or a bag or something out of it? And so I started quilting the rest of it on my machine, trying to find something similar to this. Because this was done on a long arm. I quilted on my embroidery machine, okay? And probably took me a couple hours to do it. And then when I started putting it together, it was too big. Okay, so I thought, okay, I'll cut it down. I ended up cutting this. So what I did, you'll see, there's no seam on the bottom. Okay? All there are 2 seams here and the gusset. That's how easy it was. So, you had, let's say you can make it as big as you want. So all I did was, fold it in half, because it already had the backing on it, okay? Fold it in half, sewed up the sides, made my gussets, put a binding around it, put 2 straps, and that was it. And it's a project package. You can carry it this way. I wanted ugly project bag.
Look at, Pat's all red.
Either one of you have. And I winged it, the one side, you know, it's not really inside because the inside. It's a raw inside. It's just basic.
It almost feels like suede.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know they had cork factory.
And it's nicer than the one she had, right? But anyway, you know, if you need a project bag, you're yours to bring in on plastic bag. Measure your ear this way, right? This distance is gonna be this width, so if you measure from here to the top of your triangle, 3 inches, your gusset is gonna be 6. So when you're designing, if you want a fat bag, then you call it triangle. If you want a skinnier bag, you can call it triangle. And like that, you don't have to like do it, you know, accidental trial and error. There's the math there.
And what's the square root of the perimeter?
Is it a 45 or a 22 and a half?
Is that it?
It's half of an equilateral.
I know, huh? That's the one. Is that it? Is that it? Okay.